Hey, what's up guys? It's Arnold. And recently I just found out about this contest here, a beat making contest. And it's all about taking a sample and making a beat out of that. And, winning versus a bunch of other beat makers, a bunch of other producers out there. And the challenge is that your entry has to sample the movie Shrek in a way that is audible and recognizable. I've got the contest rules right here in front of me, and it says other than that you can go hog wild, you can sample anything else you want, and just submit it to SoundCloud. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and do it right now. I accepted the challenge. So they also supplied an MP3 track of the entire Shrek movie so that you can sample from it, and I downloaded the MP3. I'm gonna load it up right here now. Okay, so here is the MP3, which contains all of the audio from the entire movie. And anybody who's seen the Shrek movie knows that there's a lot of funny parts in that movie, funny dialogue, good soundtrack, lots of recognizable scenes, like this one right here.
Now I'm a flying talking donkey. You might have seen a house fly, maybe even a super fly, but I bet you ain't never seen a donkey fly.
It was really tempting for me to pick one of those parts because just how funny they are. But I think I kind of narrowed it down to something that would be a lot easier for me to sample because it's already music, and I basically would just have to cut it out. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's right around the 49-minute mark. So like right around here, a little bit more here. Yeah, right there. Let's hear that. I mean, this is that scene where Princess Fiona is singing with the bluebird. If you remember that, she's basically going back and forth with the bird until she ultimately kills the bird. But we just need the part right before she kills the bird, and this is where it is right here. So right there is a nice little clip that I think I can use. So I'm gonna just kind of zoom in and see if I can cut out the part that I need. It should be right around here. Okay, perfect. So it seems to be like right around here, this section here. Okay, great. So now we can cut this out and stick it into its own MP3 right here. That's going to be our sample. Okay, so that's our sample. That's going to serve as like the bass line for all of the rest of the music. All the layers that we add to it, it's going to be on top of this one. Alright, so let's continue on to FL Studio. Okay, so getting the sample into FL Studio is pretty easy. We just load up this default channel right here, and we're going to load it just by finding the MP3 that we saved earlier, right here, Birdsong. And now we have it in FL Studio, and we can listen to it here. Perfect. So this is it right here. That was the waveform. We can plop it right into the beginning of the track right here, and it should play from FL Studio. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have the sample that we want and it's just the right length that we need it at, we're going to try to loop it back and forth over and over again on the track so that we can also add instruments on top of it and make it the right get it to have the right type of sound that we want. So here's where we're going to start that process. Okay, so we're back in FL Studio. We've got the sample that we want, and now we can start creating the other layers. Namely, we're going to start off with the drum line first. I think that's the most important place to start. So we've loaded up a few kicks here, a snare drum. Here's the kick, and here's the snare drum. And with this type of sample, you don't want to make a beat that's too aggressive. So the pattern that I've loaded up right now, it's a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more mellow. This is what it sounds like. Pretty simple. You know, it's not too aggressive, it's not too hyper, and it should match the way the singing also sounds. You know, it should vibe with the singing and the bird. All right, so let's move on to another layer. Right here I have a part of the drum line that it's going to end every maybe 8 bars with. You know, you got to have some kind of an ending for the drum line so that it gets a little bit more hype towards the end before another loop starts. So this is what this sounds like. Yeah, so that's going to be used at the end. And then of course we're also going to want some hi-hats in there just to kind of fill up the air. I didn't use the whole length of the bar. I thought it might sound better with a little bit of the tail end chopped off here, so this is what that sounds like. Okay, I threw in this wind chime because I think it adds a little something to the part of the sample that has a little bit of silence in it, so I filled in that gap with this sound. Also, I think it's important to have a few crashes in there, something that sounds like this. This helps to mask the beginning and the end of your sample so that it blends in together. It covers up a little bit of that choppiness that you get when you cut out a piece of a sound that doesn't quite belong there. In other words, when you loop it, it's kind of jarring. So you put something like this at the beginning of the loop to kind of drown that out, and then you can also reverse it so that you have a crash that's leading up to the loop, like right when it's about to loop, so it sounds like this. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a lot going on now, but we still need another layer that will kind of just thicken up the whole track, and I think I found just what we need. This here is an orchestral instrument. It sounds like this. And all I did was I took basically the same notes that Princess Fiona hits, and I just kind of found the notes that complement the ones that she sings, and I put them on here into the piano roll. And I'm just going to basically put this right on top of Princess Fiona's vocals, and then also the bird's vocals right here, so that it should kind of just vibe with the way they sing. So here's what these strings sound like. Okay, so I'm also thinking I might use that during the intro before Princess Fiona even starts singing, because I think it'll be a nice lead up into it. Okay, so I think I've got pretty much everything I need now. All the layers are in place. I've got the patterns put in, and now it's just a matter of lining them all up so that they sound good together and that they are timed to come out and play during the right moments. And here, let's take a look. Alright, here's what the playlist looks like right now. I've got the beat enders where they need to be. I've got the hi-hats where they need to be. I've got the orchestra strings where they need to be. And as you can see, I've got Princess Fiona's sample loaded up right here. And it's not going to come in until after these first few strings are done playing. So let's listen to what that sounds like right now. sounded pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this into an MP3, mix it all down, make sure all the levels are right, and we'll see what the finished project looks like. Okay, we're done mixing down the file. We've got our MP3 right here, and I'm gonna submit it to the contest. Hopefully I win. If not, it's no big deal. It's been fun. It was a fun challenge. It was a fun idea. I like what they did, and I'm looking forward to hearing what the other people have submitted as well. So thanks for watching, you guys. Here is the beat finished in all of its glory. Check you out next time.